Okay, the reason I am recording it twice is because you will have specific topic-wise recordings. If I make a huge recording of 2.5 hours, then sometimes it's a little bit cumbersome or hectic to go through a sit for 2 hours at a time. So what stopping and restarting the recording is enabling for me is creating short recordings. Like for example, for logistics only, now I have one recording. Now we'll go into the main session content. So we'll have a specific recording for that so that you can target that specific recording as per your need whenever you're watching it again. All right. Can someone please confirm in the chat if you're able to see my screen and hear me okay? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So I have put everybody on mute. Sorry about that. Please understand that if I allow anyone right now, they will just start asking questions. So we don't want any background noise or feedback. We want a clean recording. So I have enabled mute for everyone, but I will enable to unmute yourself at the end where you can ask your question. Okay, so a little bit about myself. I have around 19 years of overall experience. And as you know, I have been into trainings. Training has been my passion. I do that out of my passion, and I'm a real-time consultant. And my main areas of expertise or my forte are SAC, planning and reporting. I've completed 5 end-to-end projects. DataSphere, recently I completed the second one. BW for HANA end-to-end projects, I have done 5 of them. Native HANA or HANA Cloud is 7 of them, which include HANA On-Prem and HANA Cloud both. And PAPM. PAPM stands for Performance and Profitability Management. PAPM is basically a cloud tool now. It's a PAPM cloud version, which is the latest one, but PAPM had its on-prem version as well. PAPM is basically a tool used for allocations. When you do allocations and the data volume is huge and the complex rules are there, then SAC cannot do the allocation for you. Although SAC has the allocation functionality, but because if you have billions of records and the rules are very complex, then you need PAPM. So I was fortunate to be part of a project where we implemented PAPM cloud end to end. So those are my forte and skill sets. Core skills, BW for HANA, SAC, DataSphere, HANA, CDS views, and PAPM. I have previous courses. I have a BW for HANA course. If people who are not aware of that, I have a Udemy course where I have put my BW for HANA 2.0 course, and that is also one of the best-selling courses, and people have really liked it. So if you're interested in that, you can go and buy that from Udemy, or you can buy directly from me as well. So that is one of my previous courses available. I'm passionate about sports. I'm a sportsman at heart. I have played badminton at national level and I have done swimming at state level. So I'm basically a badminton player and a swimmer. Swimming was my first love. Badminton was the second. But apart from that, I love music and of course, I love training. That's one of my passion. So that is a little bit about myself. Again, my LinkedIn profile is there for you to visit and connect with me. My email ID is there for you to send me your questions or collaborate with me. So this is my LinkedIn profile. Okay, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. And then you have my email ID already there, which you can use to communicate with me. All right, so now let's go into the main session content today, and then we will stop and then have the post-session Q&A. What is SAC? SAC is the main topic for the training, and the planning is the main focus area. But we are covering modeling plus reporting plus planning being the focus. But what is SAC? SAC is basically a reporting and planning cloud-based tool from SAP. As simple as that. I don't believe in just reiterating the jargons from the different blogs or videos. I want to explain things in a very layman term. So from a very layman term in terms, in a layman term, SAC is basically a cloud-based reporting and planning software or tool from SAP company. As simple as that. It can do reporting, it can do planning, both. And now with artificial intelligence, AI, getting into everything, it can do advanced analytics based on machine learning, based on AI, based on predictive algorithms as well. So those things are also getting added. Those capabilities are also getting added. Like for example, recently in the Q1 2025, SAC got something called Compass. Compass is basically a Monte Carlo simulation tool, again, a predictive analytics tool, advanced predictive analytics tool based on AI, which is used for Monte Carlo simulation. So this is one example of all the new features which gets added to SAC every quarter. So when is SAC getting updates? SAC gets updates every quarter. We call it QRC, quarterly release cycles. So every quarter, SAP will introduce new features and functionalities into this cloud-based reporting and planning tool. Okay. How is it different from other reporting solutions? Now, many companies will have non-SAP reporting tools as well. A prime example being Power BI, Microsoft Power BI, heavily used, very popular in many of the enterprises and companies. So then the question is, why should we switch to SAC? What the Power BI cannot give you, which SAC can give you? The answer to that is planning. Power BI is not powerful on the planning side. It has very limited capabilities, and robust planning is not possible using Power BI. SAC, on the other hand, was designed from the ground up to be a planning tool, and then reporting was added later. Okay, many people do not know this. They think that it was a reporting tool and then planning came later. No, it was designed for planning, and that's why it started as a planning tool, and that's why the planning functionalities are very robust. And then later on, they also added reporting capabilities, and now AI and machine learning and advanced analytics functionalities also. But planning is the strong suit of SAC, and that's where it fares better than other reporting tools like Power BI or your ClickView, ClickSense, or your Tableau. All those might be better in reporting than SAC, but they are not close to even SAC when it comes to planning. So planning is the major point which gives advantage in the market to SAC compared to other reporting tools. Second strong point, integration with SAP softwares. So S/4HANA, BW for HANA, SuccessFactors, Ariba, all the different softwares, cloud-based or on-prem from SAP will have very strong integration with SAC. You can do live reporting. You don't even have to load data in SAC. You can do live reporting from the SAP source systems. Whereas you cannot do live reporting from the third party based on SAP. There is functionality like live reporting, but it is limited. Like your hierarchies will not work in the live reporting if you're using Power BI based on SAP. Your authorizations and privileges will have issues. You will have integration problems. But SAC has great integration and live reporting capability if the source system is SAP source systems like S/4HANA, BW for HANA, HANA Cloud, so on and so forth. So it has great integration with SAP software. That is another strong point which goes in favor of SAC. And then, of course, SAC can write back the data from SAC to S/4HANA. It can write back the data from SAC to BW for HANA. That is not possible with other reporting tools like Power BI or Tableau or ClickView, ClickSense. And even if it is possible, it is very complicated and it has its issues and limitations. But with SAC, you can easily retract. The official word is retraction, or sometimes also called write backs. So it can very easily write back into your SAP softwares. It has great integration with DataSphere. It has great integration with PAPM. It has great integration with other SAP softwares. So writing back, planning, and integration with SAP. These are the three main strong suits of SAC, which gives it advantage over other planning tools. And of course, it's 100% cloud-based. It is also available on your mobile app. So you can have mobile app, you can have a laptop, you can view it in desktop, you can view it in a monitor, on a big screen. So it supports multiple devices. So it's a cloud-based tool. It's a reporting and planning tool. Actually, I should say planning and reporting tool because it was created for planning. So it's a planning and reporting tool. It's a cloud-based tool. It has great integration with SAP. It can write back the data easily, and it has live reporting capabilities when it comes to SAP source systems. So those are the strong points of SAC. SAC stands for SAP Analytics Cloud. That's the full form of SAC. Core functionalities, as I told you, I'm not going to bore you with jargons. Okay. It can do BI. When I say BI, that means reporting. Whenever somebody talks about business intelligence in SAC, they are talking about the reporting capabilities, reporting and dashboarding. Then it has enterprise planning, which is the strong point of SAP and also focus of our training. It also has advanced features. Advanced features are called augmented analytics. Okay. That is where your AI, machine learning, advanced predictive algorithms, Compass, Monte Carlo simulation, so on and so forth will come into picture. That is what the umbrella term is, augmented analytics. So BI is reporting, enterprise planning, augmented analytics, and platform as a service. You can ignore that. That really will confuse you. But just remember three things. These are the core functions of SAC. BI, enterprise planning, and augmented analytics. And then I told you the strong suits, integration and write backs. What are the types of sources you can connect? Okay. First of all, the question can be, does SAC store data or does SAC do not store data? The answer is both are possible. It can store data if you want, or it can have live reporting without storing any data. That is also possible. So it is capable of doing both. You can store data if you want to, and for planning, you have to store data. There is no other way. Now, with advanced features like seamless planning has come in now with Q1, that is one exception. Or if you are connecting to BPC embedded, that is another exception. But apart from those exceptions, for planning, you have to load the data in the SAC. So it can have data loading also. That means it can store data within SAC server, or it can have live reporting as well. And this is just a diagram to show you all the capabilities of SAC. It has different connectivity options where you can connect to different sources. You can transform the data. The official term is called wrangling. If you hear the word wrangling, that means transformation. All the transformations you are doing while doing the data loading. Modeling is possible. You can create your model and build your model. Administration and auditing is also possible. Charts and graphs and those reports and dashboards are also possible. By the way, the terminology used in SAC for reports or dashboards is called stories. We create something called stories, and those stories can be of type report or also can be of type dashboard. But official term is stories. So you will create those stories and visualizations. Collaboration means you can do commenting, you can chat with different your team members within SAC, you can send them emails within SAC, you can assign them tasks, etc. So all that collaboration functionality is also available. It is supported on mobile devices and it has third-party supported APIs also. Okay, so this is the overall. So it can connect to both type of sources, cloud sources and on-prem sources. When I say on-prem, on-prem is the short form of on-premise. On-premise are basically the software which you will install in your company or in your laptop. Like for example, Microsoft Office, if you are installing on your laptop, that is an on-prem software. But if you are using Gmail, okay, for Gmail, do you install anything on your laptop? No, you don't. All you need is a browser and internet connection. That's all. And then you can easily write www.gmail.com and then you get your emails and then you can send and receive emails and do other things. So that is a cloud-based software. Cloud-based means it is not installed locally on your machine. It is there with a browser and internet connection. That is the cloud. So SAC can support both cloud sources and on-premise sources. Is SAP available in different languages? Yes, SAC is available in different languages and it also supports translation. Within SAC, if you want to see data in French language, then you can easily do the translation there also. So SAC supports multiple languages and also translation. What is the cost? If you want to buy SAC, for example, the licensed version, what are the license types and what are the pricing? So SAC comes in three flavors if you want to buy the subscription. By the way, now this is a subscription-based model. You will get a 1 year subscription, or you will get a multi-year subscription, or you will get pay as you go, PAYG, pay as you go. That means if you are using it, you will be billed for it. If you are not using it, if you have shut it down, then you will not be billed for it. So that model is also there. But there are three flavors of SAC. BI flavor. Now you know what BI is, reporting and dashboarding. It will not allow planning. That is US dollars 396. Okay. It includes, and this is per month. Okay. These are monthly costs, I'm telling you. Or is this, no, sorry. This is per year, per year. So 396 US dollars, it will include one productive tenant. Tenant means a server on the cloud. So if you are getting one tenant, that means you are getting one server. So one productive tenant will be given to you. The product is priced per user per year. So this is a yearly price. Sorry, my bad, not monthly. This is yearly prices per user. That means for single user for 1 year, you'll have to pay around 400 US dollars if you just want to use the BI functionalities. If you want to use planning also, BI plus planning. By the way, if it just says SAC for planning, it will automatically include BI. Okay. So if you want BI plus planning, and within planning, if you want planning professional edition, then it is 13,800 US dollars per annum. That means yearly for single user license. So for one user, you'll have to pay almost 14,000 US dollars for 1 year for one single user. This is what I am using. My license server is the planning professional license server, single user. I am paying $14,000 for this particular public professional, sorry, planning professional. Okay. And then the third one is SAC for planning standard edition. Standard edition will also enable planning, but it will not enable you to do a lot of things inside planning. Like, for example, you can view the planning data action, but you cannot create the data action. You can execute few things, but you will not be able to create those things. So that is the difference between professional and standard. Standard will allow you to view and execute, and sometimes few things you can create also. But this will allow you to create everything, not just few things. You will be able to create. So this is a absolute full-fledged comprehensive license, which I am using currently. But you can also have planning standard. If you don't want to create things, you just want to use, execute, and view, then you can go for planning, and it will enable you for such certain planning activities also. But it will not enable you to do all the activities like creation of data action, creation of planning model, creation of allocation, so on and so forth. For that, you have to buy the professional edition. So you can see the price difference is huge. Here it is around 1,200 US dollars per year per user. Okay. Now this comes in blocks of 10 user also. That means you cannot buy a single user license for standard. If you want to go for standard, then you have to buy 10 user at a time. That means you have to multiply this times 10. So it will become 11,000. So essentially this and this comes to the same price. But the benefit with professional is you can create all the planning related objects. Here you cannot create. And here also you cannot have single user license. Here you can have single user license. This is single user, this is single user, this is blocks of 10. That's how SAP has licensed it. Unfortunately, you don't have a very subsidized prices. These are costly prices. But SAP has also given the free trial version, as I told you, for you to play around with, like your basic trial and advanced trial. But if you want to buy that, these companies will do. Usually the enterprises will buy the subscription. So you can buy this or this for planning related activities. Get your free trial. How do I get my free trial? So there are two links. Basic trial link. This is the link. If you click on this link, you will see that you come to www.sap.com Canada. I am in Canada, right? That's why it has rerouted me to Canada. But for you, it might be a different country website. And then you can click on try now. This is the basic trial. Initially, you will get it for 30 days, but later on, you can extend it for another 60 days. So total 90 days, you will get the access for the basic trial of SAC and some dashboards and some sample data is also available for you to play around with. So this is your basic trial. You can easily get initially 30 days, but the moment it comes to close to 30 days, you will get an option of extending it to another 60 days. So this is your basic trial. Then the next one is advanced trial. So click here. This is going to take you to another link. This is advanced trial for SAC. So here you can start your advanced trial. Again, this will be also for 60 days. Okay. And then you will get more functionalities than basic trial in the advanced trial. So these are the two links. I have given both the links in the OneNote. So you will get that easily. What is included and what is not included? Like what is the difference between basic trial and advanced trial? That's the next question. So what's included in basic trial? The basic trial of SAC includes a limited 30-day experience that allows you to learn about BI capabilities at no cost, and you can have some sample data also. What are the limitations? Limitation is it offers a selected subset of overall functionality. It will not allow you to do everything. Administration is not allowed. For example, for customization or integration, integration means connecting it to the source systems, S/4HANA, BW for HANA, those things. Also, it will be very limited and not offered in this trial. Initially, it will be for 30 days, but from day 20 onwards, you will get the option to extend it for another 60 days. So total 90 days you will get for the basic trial. For advanced trial, it will be only for 60 days. But don't worry, you can renew it with using the same email ID. Earlier, SAP had the limitation that you cannot use the same email ID to do again the renewal, but now that limitation is gone. So you can use the same email ID to again register for another 60 days for advanced trial. Advanced trial will enable you to connect your data sources, to create different visualizations, augmented analytics as well, predictive planning you can try. So a lot of additional functionalities, including the integration, is included in the advanced trial. So these are two separate flavors of trial. These are all free of cost. No cost at all. These are free to try and you should start with these. Again, people with Learning Hub subscription, they can try the practice server, which comes with Learning Hub subscription. But again, there are limitations there. Let me warn you about that. And then people who have licensed version, they can follow along as well. Two emails you will receive. Once you register, you will get an email. Welcome to SAP. Welcome to 30 day of your basic trial. This is for advanced trial. This is for basic trial. So you can register for both and you can, compare and contrast if you want. But the one which I will recommend to go for my training is advanced trial. And because get trained people have opened those ports on S4, advanced trial can now pull in data from S4 server of get trained, and then you can follow along for planning as well. Which browser should I use? Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge? You can use any of those two. I use Microsoft Edge, but you can also use Google Chrome. How often is SAP updated? Okay. SAC, I keep on saying SAP, my bad. It's SAC, SAP Analytics Cloud. So how often is my SAC upgraded or updated? Quarterly, QRC. So every quarter, that means every 3 months, there will be an addition. There will be a new update to the SAC, and the new functionalities and features will be included there. Why quarterly? Why not monthly or yearly? Because with a quarterly release, you can expect a new version 3 months, which is consistent with SAP's global strategy. So quarterly is the decision made by the SAP's top management that for every cloud product they are offering, like PAPM Cloud or SAC Cloud or S/4HANA Cloud, every cloud product from SAP will have 3 months as the release cycle. That means every 3 months they will get new features and functionalities. That is the decision, which is a global SAP strategy for all cloud applications. Also, it is not very disruptive. Like, for example, every 3 months is still acceptable. But if every month they keep on doing new things, then that will be a little difficult to keep up with. And if they do once in a year, that is also very, slow. Because with cloud, things are changing very fast, especially with AI, things are changing even faster. So to strike a balance between not too fast and not too slow, the quarterly updates cycle approach was finalized. That's why we'll get QRCs. But there are certain customers who are on fast track. We call them fast track customers. They get not just quarterly they will get, but they also get sooner. So say, for example, sometimes they will get bi-weekly or monthly updates also. These are called fast track customers. They don't want to wait for 3 months. They want things to be fast because they want to stay on the edge of the technology. And they are very aggressive on their IT philosophy. So for those fast track customers, you also have bi-weekly or monthly as well. Are quarterly updates aligned with calendar quarters? Are these calendar quarters? Quarterly updates are usually planned for February, May, August, and November of each year. So it might not be strictly calendar months or sorry, calendar quarters. Because calendar quarter is what? March, June, September, and December, right? So these are the calendar quarters, but it might not align exactly same as your calendar quarters. SAC usually takes place, updates February, May, August, and November. Any maintenance window? Maintenance means SAP will say that, okay, we have to do some patch upgrades, we have to do some minor upgrades, so we have to take the system down. Your cloud will not be available. Are there something like that? Yes, there will be. There are maintenance windows, and in the QRCs, like the quarterly release cycles, also it is taken down for few hours, like for few hours, and usually happens on the weekend. For weekend, they will say that from this time to this time, you will not, your SAC will not be available. Like recently, I got an email for my tenant saying that on 17th of February, your SAC will get Q1 2025 upgrades and your system will be taken down for few hours. So during those hours, it will not be available, and those are called maintenance windows. So yes, maintenance windows will be there, but they will be specifically stated, and you will get an email at least 2 weeks before that. Okay, after 2 weeks, we are introducing some new features, so we will take the system down. It will not be available. So please be aware of that. And you have a website where you can actually see what are the different maintenance window and when is it planned. So these are maintenance windows and these are major upgrade windows. Major upgrade means QRCs. Maintenance windows means smaller, minor releases or minus fixes and patch upgrades and things like that. So you can very easily get that as well. You can just type in your Google maintenance windows and major upgrade windows for SAP Analytics Cloud, and you will get that. And here you can select the SAC, and then you can get the maintenance window. When is it exactly planned? And for major upgrades, when is it planned? And these are region specific, like APJ or Europe or Americas. So all these are different planned windows for different regions. Okay, so you can get that update. Can I test next cycle features in advance to be better prepared? Okay, I don't know why this picture is gone. Okay, there it is. Okay. What if I want to test the next cycle features before the next cycle, next QRC is released? Yes, it is also possible. You have to purchase something called a test edition tenant to preview the new features before the QRC. So sometimes people want to know that what things will get impacted and they want to be better prepared before the QRC. So for those, they can purchase a test edition tenant. It's a separate purchase from SAP, and that will enable you to get access to a tenant dedicated with all those QRC. So before the QRC, maybe 1 month before, you can still play around with the new features. Make sure that it is non-disruptive to your actual customer scenario, and then you can better prepare or make changes and be prepared for the QRC. So there is an option to preview the features even before they are released. How do I know if my SAC is updated? So how will you know that SAC has been upgraded or updated? When you log into your SAC after an update, you will see a prominent notification banner with a link to what's new help content. So when you log into SAC, you can easily see, you will see a notification on the top. What's new in this particular release? That means it has been updated. How does the SAC version numbering work? So there is a versions, SAC versions. There is a specific number format to it. So how does that work? Each version of SAC starts with the year. It will always tell you that 20. So if the version is, say, for example, 2020.1. So 2020.1 is first 4 digits are your year, followed by the number of that release. So in that year, this is my first release, second release, third release, fourth release, so on and so forth. You may also notice the QRC version appears to skip certain numbers. So say, for example, your next release might not be 02, it might be 03, or it might be 05. So it might skip few numbers on this number. Why this happens? For fast track customers, because as I told you, there are certain fast track customers who will receive updates every 2 weeks, and those numbers will increase for them. And when it will come to quarterly release, it is already at 4. So the quarterly release will get 2020.4. So that's why it skips certain numbers, because fast track customers are getting those sequential numbers first, and then QRC will get the next number. How do I know which version number my SAC tenant is on? So for that, you have to go to System, About from the main menu. Okay. I'll quickly jump into this system and just show you that. So this is my licensed SAC version. Let me log into that. So this is a cloud tool. So I didn't have to install anything. I just went on the browser and I have the URL with me, which I got when I registered for the licensed version. I got this URL in my email and I'm using that URL, and this is my licensed SAC version. Here on the left-hand side, this is called the left-hand side navigation menu, also called hamburger icon, because it looks like a hamburger. So sometimes people will say hamburger, sometimes will say left-hand side navigation menu. So it is basically this bar, this vertical bar on the left-hand side. When you click on the hamburger icon, it opens up and then it crosses back. So on this left-hand side, on the very bottom, you will see System and you will see About. So when you click on the System About, it will show you which version it is on. So the client, you should always be the you should always concern with yourself with the client version. You should always look at the client one. So 2024.21.17. So it is the 2024. So last version was 2024. That means last year it got updated. This year it is about to be updated. That's why there is no update so far. And the version was 21. And then there is a separate version also that this is a subversion number. But essentially it is 2024.21. And then this is a sub number as well. So this is where you can see the actual version of your SAC tenant, and we call it tenant. The technical word is called tenant. Tenant means a cloud system for one server. So if you have multiple tenants, that means you have multiple cloud servers, like one for development, one for quality, one for production, so on and so forth. So these will be three tenants. So that's the terminology used. Is there a roadmap for SAC to see which features are coming? If you want to see, okay, in Q1 2025, what are the functionalities which are being released? Yes, you can see them in advance. In Q2, what is coming up? You can see them also in advance. So we call it SAP Roadmap Explorer. So when you click on this link, SAP Roadmap Explorer, it will take you to that Roadmap Explorer page. And on that Roadmap Explorer page, you can see that for SAC Q1 in 2025, Q2 2025, Q3 2025, I think it goes to around 1 year in advance, if I'm not wrong. So up to 1 year in advance, you can see what are the functionalities and features which are coming up in your future releases, future QRCs. Okay. How do I access SAP help? Suppose I want to know help content. Is there a help content for SAC? Yes, absolutely. So there is a help content from SAP, which is related to SAP Analytics Cloud, which you can just Google it out. So if I click on a new tab here, and if I just Google SAC help content. So immediately I'll get, don't go for the sponsored ones. When you see SAP help portal, this is your SAP help. Okay. Or you can also click on the below where it will say welcome to the SAC help portal. This is your help document for SAC. Similarly, help document will be there for every product from SAP. Like for S4HANA, there will be help content. For BW for HANA, there will be help content. For DataSphere, there will be help content. This is the help content, the help document for SAC. And you can see here, the latest available version here is also the same version which I have. 2024-21, this is the latest. If you want to go into previous version, then I think you can go, no, maybe not. Okay, so you cannot probably navigate to previous versions from here. I thought there was a drop down here, but at least you can have different languages and you can see the help content. Here you will see the getting started guide, start for free, the trial versions, 90 days means this is the basic trial they're talking about, pricing information, introduction to SAC, then you can see your content viewing, personalization, data connections, preparation. So all the help content, and also on the right hand side, you will see the top 5 features in Q4 2024, and then this will be replaced by Q1 2025 when it will come. So all the SAP help is here. In addition to this help document, help content, you will also have help here itself within the SAC. So let me close the left hand side panel. Within SAC, you will also have help document in this question mark. This is also help. So in this, if you click on this question mark, you will see that a right hand side panel opens. And if you hover over them, immediately it will show you that what the screen you are on, the question marks will come on these different sections. So this is a question mark. You will hover over it. You will see what is the story, what is the analytic application, data analyzer, blah, blah, blah. And then you can hover over from this question mark. So it will show you what are the different functionalities you can have. Then you click on this question mark. What is this? So this is called guided navigation and guided help tour. And then you can have videos also. So you can jump to videos and see what is the different topics covered. Then here is the question mark. You click on this question mark, not click, sorry, just hover over it, and immediately you will see the different content which is related to this section. This help is related to this section. So based on the sections on your page, on whatever you are seeing, the help contents are also available. So help is there for you to navigate and enable you to navigate through SAC. Certification. What are the different certification options? Previously, SAP provided two different types of certifications. One for BI, business intelligence, reporting and dashboarding, and one for planning separately. But now they have combined them together into one certification, and that is called SAP Certified Associate Data Analyst SAP Analytics Cloud. And this is the link for the certification. You have to buy a subscription, and that subscription will enable you to take the certification. And the code for certification is CSAC 2415. Maybe right now there might be more latest versions. I have to check that. But during the batch one, when we were going through it, this was the latest available. But maybe there is a new version available now. I have to check that. So this is the certification where they have combined planning and reporting both. Okay. And you have 60 questions, 2 hours of time, 70% is the cut score. And this is how it is distributed. Story design, which is your dashboarding and reporting. Planning, 21 to 30%. Data modeling, 21 to 30%. Connections and data preparation, 11 to 20%. Performance, troubleshooting and security management, less than 10%. So this is how it will be structured in the certification. And this is the certification. For the certification, you have to buy a subscription, and it's a Learning Hub subscription you have to buy for certification that will enable you to take the certification. Now, for certification, you can either have a single certification, or you can have multiple certification. Like if you buy the complete Learning Hub subscription, then it will allow you to have, I think, 3 or 4 certification, which you can take within that subscription. But you have to buy the subscription for taking the certification. Okay. Look and feel in the system. Yes. So before I stop for today, I just wanted to give you a basic look and feel of the SAC system. And then, of course, as the session goes, we'll go more deeper into it. But this is how SAC will look like. Okay. This is the home page. So let me log off first and start fresh. So I will sign out here. So when you will register for the trial version, you will get an email. Okay. When you get an email, in that email, there will be a URL. And once you click on the URL, it will take the email ID with which you registered it. So for me, my email ID is this one, which I use to register, and then your password, of course. And then you will click on continue, and then it will log you in the SAC. This is a cloud product, so no need to install anything. All you need is a browser and your internet connection. So this is the look and feel of the SAC, which is a reporting, planning, and augmented analytics based tool. On the left hand side, you will have the left-hand side menu, or we call it navigation bar, or you can call it hamburger icon based, all the options. So basically it's called left-hand side navigation bar. Let's call it that. There you will have home, which is the first screen. Then you have files. So this is the folder hierarchy. So this is the folder structure you will have, where you can have different folders, and public folder is something which we will use for our creation of different objects in SAC. Then you have applications. So after home and files, you have apps. App stands for applications. Stories, as I told you, stories are nothing but your reports and dashboards. So stories is a separate section where you can create your stories. Analytic application is your JavaScript based customizations which you do. Analytic applications are obsolete now. We don't call it analytic applications anymore. Okay. Because analytic applications was a thing of the past, or it's a functionality which is there in the previous versions. Now the analytic application functionality is combined together in unified stories. So you don't need to create analytic applications separately. Okay. So this is the JavaScript based functionality, which is the customizations of your different widgets on your stories, which will use JavaScript. What is a widget and all those things? Don't worry, we'll discuss that. But just understand that analytic application is obsolete now. You can create the visualizations or you can create the JavaScript based customizations within a story. You don't need to separately go to analytic application. That was a thing of the past. Then you have data analyzer, which is another option. You have data sets, modeler, data actions. Data action is used in planning, allocations, again, planning, predictive scenario is predictive algorithm, multi-action, calendar. You have a calendar-based functionality also, which is heavily used in planning, which we will cover as well. So those are under the apps. Then you have something called workspace management. This is administration. This middle section is modeling. This lower section is administration, and then on the top, it's just general home and file section. So there are three sections, the generic sections, the application and modeling, and the administration section. Administration will have your workspace management, content network, this is your business content, security, transport, connections, system, etc. So this is all the options you can jump from here. And then on the right hand side, whatever you choose, then you will get the editor option. Then you can create things here. On the top, you can see there is a navigation bar here also. On this is left hand side navigation. This is the top menu bar where you can search for things. This is your just ask. Just ask is a AI functionality. So when you will use AI algorithms, you can use the functionality called just ask. Then there are notifications. So you can see here anything which you will do will, like for example, if you activate a standard business content from the SAC, then the notification will come that, okay, this standard content is available now. If you run a data action or if you do certain activities, then the notification will tell you that that process is completed or failed or what is the status. So you can check everything from the notification here. Then there is chat option is also here, collaboration, which will enable for discussions. So you can discuss with your teammates and team members. You can chat with them. You can assign tasks to them. You can get the review done, so on and so forth. So all the collaboration option is also here. Then this is feedback. If you want to provide feedback to SAP that this functionality is not good enough, you can add this. Or if you are really happy with it, you can provide some feedback. You can provide feedback to SAP as well. And then you have your help. We already discussed this. So within the help, whatever you are on, it will show you those things. And then you can also go for certain help topics here. Or you have here the second icon called learning. So within help, you have the help topics, or you have the learning icon as well, where you can see you can go to learning center, you can go to community, which is dedicated community for SAC, and you can ask your questions, things like that, so on and so forth. And then you have your profile. In your profile, you will have profile settings, home screen settings, request roles, new home screen node, blah, blah, blah. Profile settings, if you go there, you can change your picture. I have put my picture here. You can change the picture. If you can put organization picture also. Your email ID, you can edit your profile. These are the language preferences. So my language preference is English. But if you want to see things in French language or German language or any other language, then you can change here. So you can click on this pencil icon and then everything will become enabled. And then you can change the language to whatever supported language SSC has. We have two different types of language support. One language is just the tool itself will show you things in French. And then the second is called data access language. Data access language means the data which you are loading in SAC or the data which you are visualizing in your reports and dashboards, that also will start showing up data in French. That means translation will happen. So translation, if you want to do, then you can change the language here. This language is just to change the basic menu and navigation of the tool. Like for example, welcome to data analyzer. This will be translated to French. But the actual data which you are loading in SAC, which is your master data, transaction data, etc. For that translation, you'll have to go for data access language translation. So different language translation options are there. Date settings are there, scale settings are there, and all those notifications, etc. are there as well. So that is also there in the profile settings and other things like home screen settings. If you want to change the look and feel, like for example, I wanted a background of SAP dark, which is the default tab, what you want on the home screen, all those things you can highlight here, what tiles you want to see on your home screen. So you can basically customize your look and feel of your SAC from here. And then this you might not see in your trial version. This is called product switch. If you have integrated DataSphere with SAC, then you will see this product switch function or the icon. But if you have not done it, your last icon will be your profile icon. You will not see this. But because I have enabled product integration between DataSphere and SAC, that's why I can switch between different products now from here itself. Okay. So that is what something which I will show you later on. Right now, it's not important. But this is the basic look and feel of SAC. SAC stands for SAP Analytics Cloud. Again, I'm reiterating, it's a planning and reporting cloud-based product from SAP cloud-based tool where you can do reporting, where you can do dashboarding, where you can do planning, where you can do collaboration, where you can also have advanced augmented analytics like your AI, machine learning, predictive, so on and so forth. Okay. All right, guys. I won't bore you with all the other terminologies right now. Now it's time for Q&A. So I'm going to stop the recording for the main class and then we will enter the Q&A. Before I enter the Q&A, the way I will take the Q&A is you have to raise your hand. If you raise your hand, then I will immediately know that, okay, this person has a question and I'm going to call out that particular person. And once I call out that person can unmute and ask their question. I will not entertain that everybody should start speaking at the same time. That's going to be a chaos. We don't want to operate like that. Let's have an organized way to ask questions and answer. So I will now enable you to unmute yourself. Let me stop the recording for the main class. Then I will start the recording for the Q&A. Then you will raise your hand and I can see those hands in the participant list and then I will call them out and then you can unmute yourself and you can ask your question. Okay, guys. All right. Thank you for attending the first session and for patiently listening to me for 2 hours. Thank you very much for your patience. I'm going to stop the recording now and we'll start the recording for post-session Q&A.